Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. And I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I was just adjusting my microphone then. I think it was turned down a bit. Anyway, it's Monday. It's Monday, my back hurts and I'm still in pain. So I have decided this week I'm only doing a video on Monday, Wednesday and Friday because that's going to give me a chance to have a rest. So today, KSCRAFT once again, and I'm using the fence dye from the sheep and chicken set. We did do the little spring lamb or whatever last week. We're using the butterfly set today. We're using the flower set and also the paperclip. Turn anything into a paperclip set. So that's what's on the table. Now, obviously, I've had to do a lot of preparation. So I have cut my fence out, and the fence is very simple. It's a very simple piece. And for my card base, I used a scrap of cardstock that was left over from the butterflies, which looks a bit random and plain at the moment, but it's going to be covered. Now you can see I did a circle and then I cut a notch. That's the bottom of the card, and I've done it in my easel style, which is just cut another circle, put it partially on the back, and it will stand up for you just like that. Yeah, and I don't know why it's rolling. It's probably because I've got the fan on. But no, it will stand up. There you go. So I want this fence to be right at the bottom, and I can go all the way down to my notch, but then you can see loads of it hanging out the back, and that's going to be trimmed off. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do, is stick the fence on. Now I've got some glue here. As I was saying, I tried to be organised and get all my bits cut out and most of it made, but you know, I know not everybody's an expert at die cutting and everything. Some people are very new to it, so I'll just try and talk as I go through. Now, as you can see, what I've done there is I've glued bits that didn't need to be glued. Well, I do that because, you know, you just basically don't know where you're going to end up. Now, because it's so cold, and I'm sure you're cold as well, my glue is going to take a little bit to dry. So while that's drying, I'll just pause and then we'll come back and we'll trim off the fence. Okay, so I think that's enough. I'm just putting my glue there. Now, the paper that I'm using today is just a random sheet that I've collected over the years, a digital pack, and sometimes I don't even name them, which is silly. Now, I've obviously glued my back on because, you know, I was trying to save time so I don't have to sit down for too long. But obviously, you cut your circle, you can put your fence on, and you can do it that way, and it's going to be a lot easier for you. But just go from behind and very carefully just track around the circle and take any of that overhanging fence away. So I'm trying to get it close without hacking into my card. Right, so now it should look nice and tidy on the back, and it should be all trimmed up on the front. Don't worry if those little, you know, bits there look a bit odd. I mean, you could cut those off if you wanted to and just have your fence there, but I'm putting flowers and stuff on, so you're not really going to see it. Now then, first thing I want to do is I want to pop my butterfly on, and I want it up there. So I've cut several of them because we're going to do a couple of paper clips. So I think I'm going to put my butterfly there. See what I mean? That little scrap of paper didn't matter because this is quite busy. I've used a little bit of white paint pen, so I've got glue all over my fingers, and a little bit of my glossy stuff. I've still got some of this left. I don't think you can get it anymore. Alien's Jewellery Glaze. You might be able to under a different name, but I'm pretty sure I got that from Walmart. Now with these, I want to bend them up. And I want to situate them on my card, but I don't want to go over the edge, so I'm going to go about there, and I'm just going to apply glue onto the body section. so that I can still, you know, fluff up my wings afterwards. So this needs to go down, and as I said, you know, stick within the parameters of your card, and then pop that down. I understand some people have had some terrible snow. I just couldn't handle that. I think you're incredibly brave. Right, now the next easy peasy thing is I made the little flowers. Now you can cut these from, you know, different coloured cardstocks if you want to, or you can do them in foamy round. Foamy round, they'd look very realistic. But I was just doing that for quickness, and you do get the little foliage pieces on the die. So I've cut out some blue that I attached foliage to. I'm just capping off my glue. And I cut out some pink that are just plain. Now the little pearls in the middle are those really sort of metallic shiny abalone from AliExpress. I really love these. I've had these for years because you get such a lot. And then I've done 3 little pink ones and 4 blue ones because, you know, I like to work with odd numbers. Right, so the whole thing now is about flower arranging. That one's got 3 bits of greenery on it, and I'm going to pop that one just up there underneath that butterfly. And we're going to stick it down. It's just overlapping the butterfly just a little bit. Just slide it where you want it. There, I'm going to go there. And once everything's dry, you can just fluff your petals and everything up again. And then I'm going to go over there with that one, because I'm hiding my chopped off fence. Make sure you're within the borders of your card once again. And I may have to pause in a minute while this glue dries. And then decide, you know, I'm kind of like choosing it so that my leaves are up in the air a bit. I think I'm going to go there. We're just dotting them around. Yeah, I'm going to go there with that one. Point the foliage downwards. And then we've got our little pink ones. If I could have stood up at the die cut machine a bit longer, I probably would have cut a few yellow ones as well, because I think they would have looked pretty on here. And I do apologise if my camera's gone blurred. I'm going to correct that. We've just got a nice little arrangement of blossoms. Now, I'm not sure whether I want to put that one there or if I want to put it there. Might go a bit random actually and stick it here. Right, I'm just going to let that dry a second and I'll come right back. Okay, so those are dry enough. And I'm just picking that up, and I hope you can see that. It's just a really simple, pretty card. Now this, obviously it could be spring or summer, but there it is. It stands up and it looks really pretty. But I will take a photo for the beginning of the video. So that's the first make using the butterflies. Now the butterflies do come with layering pieces, but I haven't used those yet. So next up is paper clips. This is the larger butterfly, and what I did was I cut my printed cardstock and I also mounted it onto white, so it's really heavy duty. But I've also cut heavyweight craft cardstock, which is going to go on the back. Now the nice thing about these butterflies is they are mirror image, so you can go nice side in and out. Can you see that? So you can look good on the front and you can look good on the back. Now when you're gluing these, you glue everything except for this piece here, because that's the piece that's going to allow you to clip it onto your mini book album or whatever it is you want to. If you want to hang it on the edge of a candle vase or something like that, you know, you could certainly do that. Now what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to glue the antennae, because I kind of like the idea of the antennae floating and being multi-layered. Now the only place you want to put some glue now is just the little body section if you're going to do this. And this is the smallest one in the set for making these paper clips that I've used. So when you're actually doing these, all you want to do is make sure that they fit the body, so you can just lay it down before you die cut and have a good inspection, because of course if you use the larger one which came down here, it's likely to chop off the tail of the butterfly. Right, I think I've got that on as straight as I can, and I've left these floating free because I think, you know, kind of front or back on that clip, that's just going to look nice. So I've done that one, and now I've got a smaller one because I wanted to use up all that paper, and exactly the same thing again. Just put your glue down on your rough sides of your die cutting, tiny little bit in the body there. And you can go there as well if you want to. And I'm just going to leave the antennae floating free. So, you know, as I've said, you can even use these as bookmarks, you know. If you've got a book, you can just slide it down onto the page to hold where your page is. And give that a push. And I'm just going to pause and grab something so we can clip them on, because I haven't got anything on my desk to do it. So give me a second and I will be right back. Okay, so if you remember, I think probably a month or two ago, we made this folio pocket. This is the KSCRAFT folio maker. And, you know, we just put a bunch of stuff, cut a load of stuff and use stickers and things in there and embossed paper. So if I use the smaller one, all you've got to do is lift up your little flap just a little bit, because that's the bit that you didn't glue down, and then that is now going to clip onto the top. So if you imagine that's your book page and you're reading, you know, that's going to hold your page for you. So it makes a great little bookmark. But also, you know, you can just clip it onto a pocket or into a journal slit or anything like that. But if I grab that sheet of cardstock there, I can stick it onto there, and then my big one, you know, I could, as soon as I find it, I've got to flip it up. There we go. So, you know, you can put butterflies throughout your little album, clip them on, or use them as bookmarks, or just embellishments, you know. Because you can make long cards of embellishments that you can store or gift, and it's just nice to have them like that, because if nobody wants to click them on, then all they've got to do is put a little blob of glue there or a little foam pad, and they can use them, you know, as an embellishment that's attached. So that is what I have for you today, and I do wish you an absolutely wonderful day. I thank you so much for joining me, and as usual, all links below. Bye.